to step away from this life. My humble salutations at our divine and most loving Bhagwan, Sri Sathya Sai Baba, dear devotees and dear guests. Every year, on the 23rd of November, our heart fills with joy. Why? Because this is the date that God chose to come on earth in all His powers. 23 November 1926. Sri Sathya Sai Baba has shown through his life. He is declared firstly as a Purna avatar. That means the avatar coming down on earth with all 16 capacities, all 16 potencies. Right? There are only two Purna avatars, Sri Krishna and Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. So in the few minutes that I have, I'm going to attempt to show you why he is referred to as a Purna avatar. Dear sisters, dear brothers, dear elders, if there's anything you learn from today, if there's anything you take away from today, take away the message that you're going to hear, because it's life-changing for you. It's a saving message. Firstly, to the coordinators of the play, you are very, very wrong. Those boys that were sitting here, none of them had a Tottenham Hotspur t-shirt. And I know by the time this event ends, I'm going to get a lot of calls because Tottenham Hotspur are playing Arsenal today. Main event. Why, we may ask, did God choose to come on earth? Could He not have sent a sage? Could He not send an enlightened soul? Why did God choose to come on earth? When there's a little bit of domestic turbulence, the police will send a constable to attend that turbulence. But when there's a national strike, when there's worldly catastrophe, the commissioner himself has to come. Because so huge and so large is that catastrophe. And the scene was set 5,320 years ago when Sri Krishna left his earthly body. 5,320 years ago when Sri Krishna left his earthly body, the onset of the Kali Yuga happened. You may ask, how did that happen? Dharmaraj was the king at that time, and we all know Dharmaraj was the eldest of the Pandava brothers. He was ruling his kingdom, and his kingdom was majestic. There was unity, there was order, there was harmony, there was joy, there was reverence for God. But one evening, he set out on this journey through his kingdom. And as he walked, he saw crows. And everyone knows that crows are symbolic of an omen. Crows signify, and that's what Hindu belief is, that crows, the presence of crows, signify the onset of something dark and dangerous. Like wherever I go to check with my mother-in-law's house, I see crows. So Dharmaraj walked through his kingdom and he saw crows. And he came back home and he was so disappointed. The next evening he said, I must walk to my kingdom to see what omens they are. And as he walked through his kingdom, he was shocked beyond his belief. He saw ladies who should be tending to their house outside on the streets, conversing and flaunting with men who were not their husbands. He saw a cow refusing to give milk to its calf. He saw men gambling on the side of the street. All omens significant and describing this onset of what we call the Kali Yuga. The Kali Yuga, you know there are 4 yugas, and the Kali Yuga is that yuga that the most amount of destruction, the most amount of sadness and sorrow occurs. And the scene was set when he walked to his kingdom for God to come down himself on earth when there is this amount of catastrophe. You've heard, many of you have heard this, and you know it, and I'm not going to tell you about Bhagwan's life story. Right? There's enough books to describe it. But what I attempt to share with you is how Bhagwan has demonstrated the glory of being the Purna Avatar. So to start with, the Purna Avatar has 16 qualities. The quality of omnipotence, that means all powerful. The characteristic of omniscience, that means all knowing. The characteristic of being everywhere at the same time, omnipresent. The quality and the power to shower grace. And I'll describe each one as quickly as I can. And the quality of equanimity, justice, and equality. There's also, now those 5 qualities exist in the past, in the present, and in the future. So he has those qualities to go back into the past and manifest them, at present times to manifest them, and to manifest them in the future. That gives you 15. The 16th quality is the quality of omnifelicity. That means the quality to love unconditionally, right? Without condition. We men know about conditional love from our wives. We the best things get a new sari for her, a new outfit, but refuse it, and they look at the neighbor. I'm there. Just now someone will say, yes, is right, we're looking at the neighbor. So the one through his life demonstrated all these qualities. I'm going to start. In October 2002, NASA, who are the North American Space Association, decided that they were going to undertake photography of the Earth and the atmosphere around the Earth. Specialist cameras were set up on satellites sent around the Earth to take photographs. And they found that there was a pink hue means like a radiance, around the Earth. He maneuvered the satellite to find what is the source of that pink radiance. Where is that pink light coming from? Lo and behold, that pink light originated, and they confirmed it out of Puttaparthi. What was in Puttaparthi that was sending this light around the Earth? One being, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba. When Arthur Wilcox said with his wife being an ardent devotee of Swami, suffering with cancer, Swami told her, I'll take care of you. I will take care of you. The cancer is not 100% true to me, not my experience. I'll share with you what I experienced with Bhagwan. So you know that getting things firsthand. So, on my first trip in 1994 to Bhagwan, I was sitting, work here, on the sit and wait for Swami to come out. And there was an old man with cracked heels. Cracked heels, I promise you. If I could have bought lotion, Vaseline to put on the heels, I would have put it. It bugged me sitting there for darshan. Even when Swami came out, I was more interested in the cracked heels than Swami. Swami went, we did darshan, sat on the top, dais, bhajans, arti finished, and as usual, we will sit for a few minutes just to contemplate Bhagwan's presence that we were in, keep in that good energy, you know. And this uncle with his hat, he was sitting there. Then he looked at me and saw my South African, he had those ribbons. Said, "You from South Africa?" I said, "Yes." I said, "What do you do?" Because you should never ask me what you do, because my ego rose. He only asked me what you do. I told him about my own business, I'm an engineer, I'm a registered engineer, registered scientist. I told him about this degree and about that postgraduate degree. He only asked me what you do, I'm giving him the entire kisa. Then I told him, you asked me what you do. Head of surgery in the hospital. I promise you, there's two times that my ego is killed. That was the first time. The second time you got me angry, right? How did Bhagwan know that? The next morning, and I thought, I should be so lucky that sitting for Darshan so many times, you have to go for tokens. But to get a token, I should be in number one. As Swami walked past, nice lesson yesterday. There was no camera or somebody telling him I got the lesson on my life. But he walked past, nice lesson yesterday. Showing me Bhagavan knows everything about everything in our heart. There's nothing that you can think. That's why I said to you, this message is the most important message. There is nothing that you can think and you can feel that Bhagavan doesn't know. There is nothing that you can do. Every window, every door, every curtain you can close. You will never be free from Bhagavan not knowing, because it's always there. Always present. In 1993, I was studying, those days I worked for still the party government. I was working as an engineer, and those days payments were made by checks. I had a check for a contractor who was being held captive by workers because he did not pay his workers. Only because the department hadn't paid him. He couldn't pay his workers. So I had to go to the Johannesburg, to the head office, pick up this check for 2.1 million rand and go deliver it to his office. And I've only got 4 hours to travel from Kalixburg, because we were doing this project cutting through the mountain in Kalixburg, to go to the Johannesburg, pick up the check and come and deliver it to his 4 hours. government vehicle, you know those sport containers? I'm driving through the mountain pass at 160 kilometers an hour. All I can think of, they must not kill this man. That's all I can think of. I need to get to the Canada, the quick to check up and delivery so that he can go get money to pay his work. And as I'm coming through this mountain pass, right in front of me at 160 kilometers an hour, there's the end of this body. There's cattle on the road. I've got a mountain face on my left hand side. I've got a sheer fall of over 60 meters into the gorge at the bottom. What do I do, so? What do I do? The only thing I can think of was chant. Because I had read a few days before that, Bhagavan said you can give any mantra up. Do not give up Gayatri. Says if you give any mantra, do not give up Gayatri. I promise you, the moment I thought of Gayatri and I just said, oh good, the cattle disappeared out in front of the cattle and the cattle were behind me. Same year, I'm a good driver, I promise you, right? I had an accident. Again, traveling a Philipsburg pass. Two of us in the vehicle. Fortunately, when I was found, I was declared dead for 23 minutes. I was put in a body bag and taken to the Escort hospital. I'm from Escort. The Escort pork sausages sometimes. My parents were told